The statistics are growing every single year when it comes to suicide and the amount of people who are attempting to end their lives. Even more so during the pandemic. And what was interesting actually, to be honest, I remember we had a service meeting recently, and one of our seniors mentioned that this is becoming a huge problem, especially since COVID-19 kind of became a bit of a domino effect, that many people all around the world, not just here in the UK, but all around the world, are literally ending their lives. And this is becoming a major issue. And there's a lot of awareness now when it comes to suicide prevention. There's a suicide prevention week, there's a suicide prevention day. It's all to find ways to protect people. Your safety is priority. Your safety is the priority. In the line of work that I do, we take risk and safety very, very seriously. It's one of the first things that we start with, that we look into and we review. And we look into a number of things based on a particular question in the patient health questionnaire known as the PHQ-9, where the last question says, thoughts you'd be better off dead or harming yourself in some way. Some people say not at all. Some people say several days. Some people say more than half the days. Some people say nearly every day. And these need to be assessed, even if it's not at all. Even if a person says not at all, it still needs to be assessed. For some people get fleeting thoughts. They just come. The thoughts just come. There are times that they feel that life's not worth living. Why am I here? How long am I going to live like this? Is it really worth it? Am I worth it? Is life really worth living? I don't feel like being here anymore. These are the thoughts that come around people's minds. And when there's a thought, that's the first step. The second step is when these thoughts start to build a desire and an intent. And sometimes we rate that desire intent from 0 being low intent, so it's a low intent to actually do it, up to 10 where a high intent to actually start to act it out. A high intent which starts to build a method. A method is a way of thinking of how they're actually going to do it. And then as that builds up, they construct a plan. They come up with a plan, and then there's the preparation to actually attempt and go do it. So that's how it works. But it's to get you to understand that when you are feeling this way, or if you know someone who feels this way or thinks this way, reach out for support. There is nothing shameful of having these thoughts, having these feelings, these emotions that you have. There's no shame of it at all, because these are real. These are actually real thoughts, real feelings. And when you're feeling low in mood, depressed, anxious, or you're going through a mental health or emotional problem, or perhaps you're going through a problem with your health, you might have a long-term health condition that is perhaps worsening, that is really bringing a lot of agony into your life, and has a negative impact in your life. These thoughts are normal to come and appear in your mind, and therefore you have these feelings, these emotions about it. Reach out to support, because support is there. I'm not just talking about the crisis lines. There are a number of them, and it's good to reach out to them. But there are actual charities that are out there, whether it be by a government organization or a non-government organization. Different charity organizations are there to help you. For instance, here in the UK, we've got, the listening space here in London. We've got different crisis helplines in different boroughs. For example, where I work in South London in Moseley NHS, we've got the SLAM crisis helpline. There's the listening space. There are others as well. And in different NHSs around, not only around London, but around the whole of the UK. Wherever you go, all around the world, there are Samaritans that you can call. There are people you can get in touch who can help you. Intervention teams, crisis intervention teams, crisis helpline, talking you through to help you to get the help that you need. Sometimes all a person needs is a sense of reassurance. And in our line of work, that's what we do. When we see that a person has that sort of risk and is high in perhaps in risk or even medium or whatever, is to ensure that they have a safety plan. We even go even further by making a personalized safety plan to ensure that they have something to reflect back on, instructions to help them how to be safe, and making sure that they know who to reach out to when in times of difficulty. Reaching out. For those of you who know someone who's going through difficulties, do your level best to be there for them. A family member, a friend, a colleague, whoever it may be. Someone in your community, someone in your neighborhood, because these things are serious. Help. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for help and support. I'm telling you, I remember 3 years ago, literally in 2020, I remember there was a girl who literally was studying, she was a foreign student studying somewhere in New Zealand, in Australia. I mentioned this in a previous video last year when I was talking about this particular case. Can you imagine she committed suicide twice in one week? In 1 week, she was going through a lot of problems. And it wasn't just academic problems. She also had a chronic medical condition. Yes, a long-term health condition. It was known as fibromyalgia. A lot of physical pain. It's a lot of physical pain. And through a discussion that we had, I was happy that she was convinced to continue mental health support. And she sought for mental health support. And she was already getting that when she was, in Australia. And when she was back, we're originally from Oman, and, was talking to her about it, she agreed and she went and she got that support. And she's doing a lot more better now. And there are others. And it's important to get them the support that they need, because a person feels very comfortable and reassured that they get that support. So have no shyness, because I understand coming from, let's say, a cultural background or a religious background, or coming from other sort of factors that may allow people to be reluctant, that feeling shameful that you should have these thoughts. And a lot of times it's unfortunate that this is how we bring it about. This is why people are reluctant to reach out. But we need to be there to listen, to hear, to listen, to understand, and to find solutions. Protect. Your safety is the priority. If you're someone who's going through these problems, reach out for support, because support is there. It's just a click and a dial away. And if you know someone who has these problems, support them and help them and get them the help that they need. Be there for them so that they can feel reassured and that they can feel safe. Thank you.